Good morning, everyone. Brian here with BMK Retro Gaming. This morning I review for you guys of the IntelliVision home video game console line original library game, Slam Dunk Super Pro Basketball. Now, it was developed in 1987 by Real Time Associates for INTV Corp, or INTV Corporation, the successors to Mattel with the IntelliVision home video game console line. And, basically, it's an update, you could say, to the earlier NBA basketball game, which was done, I forget the exact timeline on that. But anyway, for one, among the other parts of the update, if I'm not mistaken, is NBA basketball was a strictly two-player only game, whereas Slam Dunk Super Pro Basketball is actually has a computer AI opponent, so you can actually play single player. With the early games and all, the IntelliVision home video game console line with Mattel really was more focused on family-friendly, fun gaming, and friends and family playing together and all. So there were a lot of games that were strictly two-player, and you didn't have a single-player option, which was a nice idea, but what were single solitary gamers like myself to do? Guess I didn't think of that back then. Also, this is one area that I'm going to enjoy exploring with you guys some, because the IntelliVision home video game console line, one of its big strengths was the sports game genre, because it happened to be very good at doing that. It was probably the best in the second generation at doing the sports game genre, as a matter of fact. Well, you guys will probably see and get the idea before too long. I have this one to emulate via my IntelliVision Flashback, by my AtGames IntelliVision Flashback, and with no further reason to delay, I'm going to get us set up, and we're going to take a look into some gameplay with it. There we go, down on our fourth page of emulation. Okay, that'll work. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to choose to control the red team by pressing 1 to control the left player, the red team. Press 5 for the budget for getting players. Then I have to go ahead and insert over into second controller to tell it that I don't want want the computer to be the second player. I'll give him a smaller budget. Why not? Okay, here you have the option to draft your team manually, pressing 2 to play ball, which is what I'm going to do. We'll have them just go ahead and select your team for you. And 3 you can get to describe the controls of the game, which I already know, okay, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, here you press 0 to select the ones you want for your starters. Press enter when you're done. It's pretty simple, just go ahead and how do you say, your directional disc controls your direction of movement. Um, and the top side top side buttons on both sides will do jump shots when you have possession of the ball on offense, and in that case, we'll do setup shots with the lower two side fire buttons. And the numbers on the directional pad basically correspond to the layout of the court for passing. And when on defense they have possession of the ball, any side button will jump to try to block a shot. And if you stay on or try your best to stick with the opponent team, the team member on the opponent's team who happens to have the ball, you have a fair chance of stealing it from them, though you may also foul them. And yes, on this one you have fouls with penalty shots and jump balls and even three-pointers. I think you guys will get the idea in a bit. We're only going to play through maybe one period or possibly two, because it'd be too long of a game for me to record if not. So here we go. You fouled me already, huh? Well, I got the first point by getting a, there you guys know. You also tend to pass by, you pass by pressing the corresponding direction on the numbered keypad in order to actually have a decent shot at passing the ball around. And I must admit that I'm not great at this game. Last time I tried to play it some, I ended up getting stomped bad. Who the heck touched him? Yep, I gotta tell you, the IntelliVision home video game console line was excellent for doing the sports game genre in the second generation of home video game consoles and games, and well, this would have been pretty top-notch back then. Sure, the guys look like a bunch of IntelliVision running men, and not much better. And that's basically a bit more than stick figures, I guess you could say, but they, it's basically pretty decent simulation of the game of basketball. It's 3-on-3 rather than 5-on-5, and that's maybe the biggest issue one could find with it, but other than that, it's pretty decent. Actually, having a far better game than my last one. Oh, by the way, most of the number keypad buttons will allow you, when on defense, to switch which of your players you're controlling. Darn, bad pass. Passing is one thing in this game I've had a hard time getting down. Reason why I don't do a lot of it. And I get to shoot a foul, along with having scored, so yeah, way better game than my last one. Substitution. And I get to shoot for another foul shot. Tie game. Okay, not tied anymore. Gosh, these guys found me a lot, don't they? Three-pointer. Second three-pointer. Screw you, blue team. Perhaps I ended up being a bit better at this game than I realized, without knowing it. Oh, please, this is really going to stink if I end up with a tie game right in the middle. Okay. I think that gives you guys a pretty good idea of the gameplay. Too bad he got a lead on me, but, see when the computer goes over stats and checks, between periods to figure out about things, so computer AI opponents are not stupid. And pretty well done, this one, I think. Okay, so that was Slam Dunk Super Pro Basketball, a 1987 IntelliVision home video game console line original library game from Real Time Associates, and it's actually a pretty good game for the sports genre, which would include pretty much any type of sports game, and feels kind of like basketball. Well, 3-on-3. And despite what I'd said pretty early in the gameplay, it turns out I'm a bit better at it when I actually concentrate and don't try to go for just three-pointers and stuff all the time than I had originally surmised. It's a quick game to pick up, pretty easy. If you guys can get a chance to find a copy or can emulate it via the Act Games IntelliVision Flashback like I can, I'd recommend giving it a shot. Among the second-generation home video game consoles, as I was saying earlier, the IntelliVision home video game console line was known for being good at doing the sports game genre. And that's why I like showcasing these games some. This was one of the major strengths of the IntelliVision home video game console line. Was that they really could do the sports game genre pretty well, and you guys can probably imagine guys like, say, maybe dads or, who had the money and all, and had an interest in getting a home video game console, well, that they were reputedly, after a while, pretty good with the sports game genre, would have definitely been appealing on that. And this would have been a pretty nice simulation of a basketball game, so I'd say if you guys get a chance to check it out, do so. Anyway, my preferred YouTuber, one of my preferred YouTubers, High Retro Game Lord, happens to also have a nice video featuring this game. It's a bit of a long one, I think at around 38 minutes, but worth it. I guess that's because he plays through the entire game, which, it would take you probably around 30 to 40 minutes, and not sure my phone could record all of that with the limited amount of memory my smartphone has. Anyway, if you enjoy my channel's content, please like, share, and subscribe. And please leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down in the comment section below. You guys take care, have a good morning, and I will see you again in my next video.